Hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy the Memphis XLR8 back at you another episode of Check This Out, the show where we take a look at every deck we want to take a look at and have ourselves a good time on yugioh Pro. Today everybody, we're taking a look at a new Charmer variant. Wanted to give it a shot. This is Dogmatika Charmers, which is a combination of course of the lovely Charmer ladies the familiars possessed, as well as things like Ecclesia, in order to just search out a bunch of powerful Dogmatika cards in order to stop our opponent's things. You know, this is very much a going first deck, trying to, interrupt our opponent, do a couple little negates, but mostly just interrupt our opponent, stop them from establishing a board, make a bunch of monsters just big attack numbers, and just kind of run them over. That's the idea of this deck. So we're going to be taking a look at this deck in yugioh Pro, showing off the combos and the wombos. And so, real quick, of a deck list, as we do, and then we'll get right into the duels. So, for today's deck, we have ourselves one copy of Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, one copy of Dogmatika Ascian, one copy of Dogmatika Maxi Boy. We have one each of Heat to the Fire Charmer, Dark the Dark Charmer, Wind the Wind Charmer, also the Earth Charmer, and Area the Water Charmer. We're not playing Lina today, and I'll explain later why. We have one copy of Fairy Tale Snow, in case things get furry. 3 copies of Fairy Tale Luna to make things furry. 3 copies of Dogmatika Ecclesia, because searching as well as swarming. We have one each of Gigabyte, Ron Ryu, Nefarious Arcfiend, and Inari for more swarming and things like that. 2 copies of Nadir's Servant for searching and setting up more searches. Monsterborn, self-explanatory. We have 2 Cosmic Cyclones for back row removal. We have Calleth Abine of the Grave. 3 copies of Spirit Charmers to search out our Charmers and our Spell Traps. 1 copy of Awakening the Possessed, which we only really need 1 of because we search it out a lot of the times, but, this is what we got. We got 1 of this, and that's good enough for me. We got 3 copies of Grand Spiritual Art Ichirin. Very nice card to stop my opponent from using monster effects. 2 Possessed Partnerships to pop my opponent's cards. 3 copies of Dogmatic Punishment to pop even more cards. 1 Unpossessed to make sure I always have monster on the board, and 2 Crackdown to steal my opponent's big stuff and stop them from establishing bigger monsters. As for the extra deck, we have things like Masquerena. We have also the Earth Charmer, the Immovable, Area the Water Gentle, Line of the Light Charmer, the Lustrous. We have Dark the the Gloomy One. We have Excess Code Talker, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. We have Boguska, AA Zeus, 3 copies of Natis, 1 Fossil Skull Knight, and 2 Titanic Clad the Ass Dragon. As for the side deck, if you want to run Lina, go ahead. I find I don't need her as much because I already have a lot of light monsters. It does interrupt things, especially with partnerships. Sometimes we just have too many light monsters. We have things like Fairy Tale Roca, which can just let your opponent just, they pick one of the 3 cards on top of your deck, give it to you. So, it's a nice card. It's a nice card to use as up your normal summon, though. We kind of use that for better things, but this is also an option if you feel like it. If you're up against a back row heavy deck and you find that Cosmic is not going to work, give this thing a try. Hey Trune, just bounce all the set cards. Doesn't do anything against Mystic Mind, but it stops a bunch of other back row heavy decks, baits out Solemn Judgments and things like that if your opponent really just wants to keep their board. Doesn't destroy anything, so it gets around that Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So it's an interesting card. I would recommend giving it a shot. There's also things like Fairy Tale Tales. Gives you an additional normal summon, which can be useful in certain situations. It doesn't double trigger the effect of Awakening. Otherwise, I would say definitely run this thing. But, it's another option for just searching out and getting out more monsters onto the board. And lastly, another Unpossessed if you want to just make sure you have tons of monsters in play. If you want to tag out, I don't know, a copy of Ichirin or something for an Unpossessed, that's up to you. So, there's the deck we are using today. Let's go ahead in the yugioh Pro, show this deck off in all of its glory, and have ourselves a good time. Alright, here our first opponent, another day, another card game. But we want to try and go first as often as we can. Going first is really important with this deck, and we have okay, that's a pretty good hand. I like this hand. It's pretty nice. So many options, so many things. Let us start with... so many things I could start with, though. So many things. Let's start with Spirit Charmers. We'll discard Hita for now. We don't need Hita right at the moment. We'll need her later. So, what we're going to go ahead and add here. That'd be pretty good. There are so many good things I could do right now. And I am spoiled for choice. So let's go ahead, get Awakening for later, and get a partnership setting up. We're just going to have ourselves a nice little setup board you and I shall have. So there's a lot of different things this deck can do, a lot of different scenarios we have. We're going to start with Grand Spiritual Art Ichibin and a nice spell. And we're going to play our Dogmatika Ecclesia, who will search a Dogmatika card. We're going to go ahead and get Punishment. That way we just have lots of interrupts. I don't want to just focus on negating things. I want to just interrupt my opponent. That's what I want to do. We'll play Awakening. This won't protect us, but it will give us a slight boost to stat. That's pretty good. And we're pretty set right there, to be honest. So, let me explain how this is going to work. We have a spellcaster here, 1500 defense like the other possessed, and thanks to Ichirin, first monster effect my opponent plays this turn shall be negated. No matter what it is, where it is, it'll be negated. It is a pretty nice thing. So we got Ecclesia. She's going to be giving us that little negate there. Doesn't destroy, which I think is, you know, that's pretty important. Is that it does not just destroy the thing that, you know, gets summoned out, gets activating its effect. Because that triggers a lot of things. It really do. Alright, so he'll get Serziel, the Watcher of the Evil Eye. Unfortunately for him, Ichirin's going to be like, no. If you want that evil eyeball, you're going to have to search it yourself, sir. Yeah, evil, they got a whole bunch of new support. Kind of a weird archetype to get more support, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. So let's go ahead and dogmatically punish this dude. He's got two monsters. Let's go ahead and interrupt the flow. You know, my opponent has a flow. I'm going to say no to the flow. Thanks to good old Natis. Never leave home without her. Just dump her to the grave, pop a card. I can't summon extra deck-wise, but this deck doesn't really care about the extra deck that much. On a rare occasion, you know, we'll make extra deck things. For the most part, it's a main deck-focused deck. Let's see. The Reborn, the monster, you say. Interesting. I guess he just really needs a monster on the board. And he'll have one. House Serziel. Evil Eye of Selene. What does this do? Can't be destroyed. Oh, wait, this is just like the regular Evil Eye. Let's play Possessed Partnerships. We're going to bring back a monster from the grave. Again, it has to be basically 1500 defense monster. And then if I have two different attributes, I can blow up a card. That'll get rid of his thing. And I summoned an 1850 monster. Awakening lets me draw a card. As you can see, I can be quite annoying if I need to be. So, you get an idea what this deck is trying to do. Just set up a whole bunch of stuff and ooh, another Spirit Charms. That's pretty neat. Yes, we need that. We need more traps. You know, might as well get to the traps. So let's get Unpossessed. And we'll get our other Possessed Partnerships. So we can just keep interrupting the flow. So we got Possessed Partnerships again. Unpossessed is just like your monster gets destroyed in battle. You can summon a new one, 1500 defense from the deck. It has to have a different attribute. We have many different attributes. And we'll summon out Luna. Pretty much the best searcher we have. Just searches out all of our Charmers. And what's nice is, I'll get to search and then draw a card. So let's search out Asa. Asa, the Bossa. And we'll draw another card. Ooh, hello. Yeah, we're pretty much just going to run this guy over at this point. But yeah, I just want to mention real quick, because we did draw onto Asa. I did make these nice new sleeves. I made some sleeves. I made some nice Hita, the Fire Charmer, once back when I did... it was Invoked Charmers, I think. Or was it Element Saber Charmers? It was one of those two. If I remember, I'll put that sleeve up on the screen. I save a lot of my old sleeves. I've been considering opening up a Discord just to, like, post all my old sleeves. I don't have, like, every sleeve I've ever made. Sadly, some of them I need to redo some of the old ones. But I've been considering making a Discord just to post all those. Maybe I'll do that for Christmas this year. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking, which do I want to do? What does this do? Summon Evil Eye from whatever. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I think. I mean, this doesn't do anything when it's special summoned, correct? I don't think it does. Serziel. Evil Eye of Pangalonia. Let's see. What does this do? Add Evil Eye monster. Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. I have not played Evil Eye, actually, weirdly enough. I've played against them before. Have I ever played Evil Eye? I think I played them once. A long time ago. I don't remember how it went, though. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Maybe I should play them again. I mean, I'm low on ideas for decks at the moment. I'm going to put that on my list of things. Evil Eye. Alright, so what did he do? Summoned out the dude. Okay, and what does this do? Well, it doesn't really matter because it's negated anyway. But maybe that was the point. Maybe he wanted to do that. So Evil Eye Celine. And he paid all the... Okay, if you're going to end your own duel, that is the way to do it. Don't hit surrender. You can ram into your opponent, pay the rest of your life to activate a card effect. That's the way to end the duel. Bravo, sir. Bravo, Peach. You were great in that one game where you had an umbrella, I have to say. Okay, so you get a perfect understanding of how this deck likes to do things. We set ourselves up a little bit. You know, we go first, set up the board a little bit, have a couple interrupts, 1 or 2 is usually best. We can have more. And then we just interrupt our opponent at key junctures in order to stop them from just, you know, going off on this la-la land trip of a board-making journey. So, let's go into duel number 2. There's a couple other things this deck can do. We've shown off a few of the things we can do, but there's more we can do. So let's go for duel number 2. Show off either, you know, more we can do or just different interactions with the different decks. That's what we like to do here. Right, a second opponent. Let's go and do it again. I almost picked scissors there. I'm glad I did not. Alright, so what do we have for an opening hand here? Okay, it's an interesting... Again, we're going to get to start with Dogmatikas. Dogmatikas are nice to start with. Unless, of course, Ash Blossom here. So we can play around in Ash Blossoming. We have other starters. That's not the only thing I can do. I've got Luna. Let's see you stop that one, sir. Now, let's get Asa again. She's kind of the theme today. She's kind of the theme. She's not like the, you know, all the familiar possessed don't really do anything. They can do piercing if you, like, put in extra effort, but this is not really the reason to do that. So, I got Luna. We sadly don't get the Dogmatika thing. That would have been pretty nice. I could have had Dogmatika Ecclesia. I had my Trap. I would have had Fleur de Lis. That would have been a nice start. Tindangles are there. And it's Jared. Let's see. Discard a card, ditch a Tindangle, summon this guy face down defense position. I see. A powerful thing, that is for sure. And I believe... Okay, so he sent Intruder. This is like, let's see. Monster summoned from your field, or to your field, face down. Then he gets it. Okay. Alright, so we didn't really do much. What did he ditch to the grave? Delanye. So you take damage, well, 3 more Tindangle. If you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, banish this card from the grave. Target 3 Tindangles in the grave. Okay. So, basically, what's going to happen is he's got stuff, basically. That's basically where this is going. So, let's just go ahead for another Luna for now. We'll keep it nice and simple. What's Jared's defense? It is 1800. Tindangles, they're an interesting bunch. Not the most competitive lot, but if you give them enough time, they can set up quite the defense. So, let's go ahead into... What does this do? Add to hand or send it to grab. Okay. We'll see. Actually, I've got an idea. I've got an idea in my head. You know, we could just sit on some monsters for a while. Just let each other build up a bird and all that good stuff. And then just like not do anything to each other. Or we can trick our opponent into doing absolutely everything, and then we steal his stuff. Yeah. Big brain time. So what does this do? Add a Tindangle card. I mean, I kind of have to kill this. Because if I don't, then he'll flip it, search it, and then punch me in the face. That's the thing about Intruder. Like, he has 0 defense, and you're like, oh, I should attack it. But if you attack it, then, you know, he's just getting a search anyway. But it's okay. I think this will work just fine. Got a Cosmic Cyclone. I'd like to see my Spirit Charmers. That would be the best thing right now, but... Alright. There you go. Delonier. All according to plan. All according to plan. I'm just trying to remember. I don't think any of these blow up back. Okay, that's a Searcher. That's a Searcher. That's a Sender. Okay. Okay. I mean, the thing about Doles, though, the thing with Tindangles... Tindangles are the main monster zone. Keyword is main monster zone. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. But I got other things I can do. Okay, so base guard, no, we'll leave that alone. He needs that in the grave to make his Hound big. Actually, I think he needs it in the graveyard to have Hound do anything, really. So, yeah, he'll have his Gardner. He'll have Doles. Is it Doles or Doles? I always pronounce it Doles. Even though I just said Doles a minute ago, but you get the idea. He got himself a Doles. He's got himself a Jared. And don't tell me that's not pronounced Jared. I know how to pronounce this card. Okay? J-E. There's an R. Yeah, there's Jared. And there's an E. And there's a D. Jared. Okay? That's how you pronounce that name. Alright, so he'll get the Tindangle Hound. Okay. Tindangle Hound. What does this do? Again, target a face-up monster on the field. This card attack goes equal to that monster's attack. Interesting. And... Okay, so... This is only Intruder. I could force him to send the other to the grave using Luna. That is an option. But I think we'll be okay, because he's going to make the Cerberus. Let's... Yeah, let's bait out that. Let's bait out Acute Cerberus. So basically, he can send another copy of Cerberus to the grave in order to negate this. If he doesn't, both of our monsters get bounced to the hand. This will get rid of an Acute Cerberus and allow me to just kind of interrupt his stuff. So he'll attack with the Acute Cerberus. And... yeah, I can do that with other... I can do that with both Lunas, that's right. Does he have 3, though? He probably does have 3 of these. But, you know, I might as well make him use up all of them. There's no reason not to do that. Alright, so that'll get rid of that. Let's go ahead and crack down the Cerberus. That way, you know, this will have 0 attack points. He can just run this over. But now he's all out of his boss monster, so that's pretty good. And I have a Link 3. I do have a Link 3. That's not bad. Alrighty. So... Here's the question. What is Tindangle's recovery option here? I'm sure they have to have a recovery option, right? There's no way they don't have a recovery option for this sort of situation. That would be silly. Alrighty, so... Let's me think about this. I do have Snow. I don't want to flip this, though. That would be dumb. That would be a silly idea. Let's summon Asa. We'll summon Asa. Are these dark? These are dark. And I can make access code talker, but I don't have any links in the grave. So that's a thing. And I could make dark. Put a dark in a punch graveyard. Okay, I'm gonna give this a... Yeah. Let's give this a shot. I'm gonna summon out Dark the Dark Gloomy and activate his effect to steal back the Cerberus I just stole. Be like, hey, I stole him twice. And then you make access code talker. Ha 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 ha. See? Big brain. I'm using his own cards against him. And you know what? Go away. No protection for you. Alright, so... I don't know what any of these are. That's the problem. I don't know what his face downs are. I forget if these guys do anything. I guess, did I hit the one that does something? No. No, I thought it was paused there for a second. All right, let's hit Tindangle Intruder. We'll get rid of that guy. He's big, but I'm bigger. We'll do some nice damage. And next turn, I could get rid of my access code to pop this if need be. Or whatever he makes. Or he can make... Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He'll make, Well, he'll make more monsters. He'll make more monsters. Let's put it that way. Alright. Trinity. What does Trinity do? Summons Base Gardener. Intruder summons himself. Huh. Did Oonga Boonga Big Boy supplant the Big Brain? Or is he just, like, summoning a bunch of things to give himself room? That might also be the case. Because the thing is, you know, Tindangles don't really have a plan B. Unless he's just playing, like, his own access code talker. In which case, yeah, he could do something. He could definitely send another copy of Nagel's Protection and then banish it in order to get his third copy. As that is the effect of Nagel's Protection. Thing is, though, if he doesn't get rid of his monsters, I can just run into Doles over and over again. I can just smack Doles around a couple times and then he's just dead. So he has to have something else in the extra deck that can stop me. Or at the very least, he has like a back row that can stop me. I mean, Delinay does have another effect if I can find where it went. Or, conversely, he could just set a card. I mean, that's an option. That's an option. Go ahead, set a card. Any card. Alright, so Nagel's Protection now protects his monsters from battle. I now need things to destroy without battle, and that will help. I got a face-up monster. Yes, I'm a face-up monster, but I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Let's just go ahead and set a monster. And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, because I feel like there's going to be a grind here. It's pretty much just going to be me and my opponent just kind of staring at each other for a minute. So I'll be back as soon as something interesting happens here. Okay. So my opponent has decided to attack into me. Unfortunate indeed, but what can you do? Let's go ahead and... Let's see, I can't blow up his monsters regardless, but I can still send a Tish to the grave and get rid of Nagel's Protection for later. Because that's his last one of those, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's his last Nagel's Protection, so he's out of protection. He does have another Delinay, though, and I am out of stuff. That is not a great thing to be in. Let's see. Then change that target to face. Okay, so this just... That just keeps the attack boost, doesn't it? Rough. Interesting. Certainly an interesting draw. I don't... Okay, so that's just Intruder. Let's summon Ecclesia. Okay, let's get Ecclesia going. And we'll search out our other punishment. I do have multiple Natis for a good reason, folks. So we'll set this down. Go into battle phase. Hope that this trap doesn't do anything. He'll still get to add a Tindangle card. But I figure this is better than nothing. I figure it's better than nothing. Alright, so what is he going to get? Angel. Special summon a flip from hand or grave face down except for itself. Blah, 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 blah. Does something. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine, I think. I mean, I still don't know what this is. I mean, I know who that is. That's good old Jared. Gargon's End. Target a Tindangle. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's the thing where if he had Cerberus, it would do something. Alrighty. I mean, he's certainly going to keep getting that Intruder back. The question is that ever going to matter? Because, again, I've got Dogmatika Punishment. I can do this all day, young man. I can do it all day, and I will. Oh. I thought that was going to do something crazy. I mean, it kind of does. You can just get back Tindangle Hound, which is not necessarily good. Okay, so he gets back Tindangle Hound, but its defense is 0. So that doesn't really matter that much. He does get it though, so that is a little unfortunate, but we were able to out the big boy. So that's a good thing. Alright. Ooh, hello! Is that another Ecclesia? They're like sisters! Ah! Alright. I mean, this has been working so well, I might as well just keep using it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't stop using it. Alright, so let's get rid of Tindangle Hound. Because obviously we need to get rid of Tindangle Hound. Let's see, target a face-up monster. Okay, so this guy gets attacked. Nobody else gets attack. Okay, I was about to say, if you just give more attack to somebody else. You guys get to flip it face down, though. Wait, does this thing just keep coming back forever? No, there has to be a limit to this. There has to be a limit to this power. This card's destroy battle, target face down, monster face up. No, he does keep he gets to keep doing that. Okay. Well, that's not necessarily good. Luckily I have another Dogmatic punishment though. Alright, we'll try Natis one more time. Because yeah, he can keep flipping his monsters, but now he's out of the thing that was like reviving everything. I will take some damage though. But I don't think I'm dead just yet. Not just yet. He is running very low on cards, though. I will say my opponent's running very low on cards. And this has been a very intensive 12... This is a 12-turn duel. I will probably have to edit some of it out because it is very long. But I will give my opponent credit. You know, I killed all of his boss monsters. He kept going. I have to presume he has something to get back a Cerberus. Otherwise, why even keep going? Other than the fact that you have, like, a monster that's a bit bigger than mine. It's just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. The only sad thing is snow doesn't... Snow is not an appealing thing right now. Because, yeah, I can flip a monster, beat into it, but then he just gets a search. Aha! That'll do it. I don't know if it'll do it, but it'll at least give me, like, options. Okay. That is what we call options. Let's go ahead and... Okay, this is probably the Gardener, right? No, it's Angel. Well, that is not good. That means he gets back the Hound. And then the Hound can become 4,700. That might be game, actually. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's game. Dang. The Power Brick Brain somehow outed by just continuous swarm to board. Oh, it's only 4,350? Weak. Weakness, I tell you. Alright. Well, unfortunate that, but I will commend my opponent. He played some very good Tindangles. You know, he was just able to keep on keeping, and unfortunately my monsters were not big enough to stop as a Hound. The Hound of War? I guess it's the Hound of War. Why are you... I guess he just wants to do some combos now. He just wants to make sure. He wants to keep doing stuff. Stuff and things. So, we'll skip ahead again. You know, if I somehow survive this, which I do not think I will, I'm pretty sure I'm dead, right? I'm pretty much dead. Unless I draw into something crazy. I can summon this dude. Defense is 1,500. That doesn't matter, though. So I can summon Dark. Let's just summon Win. We'll summon Win. You know, I'm still dead regardless, but it feels good to summon out Win at the very least. So, skip ahead. I'll see you guys in the third duel. Alrighty, our third and final opponent of the day. Let's go out with a bang, folks. We don't get to go first, which is unfortunate. The opening hand, though, is beautiful. If only we'd gotten to go first. But, you know, sometimes you go first. Sometimes you don't. So, what is this guy playing? Scareclaw. Okay. I see these guys on occasion. All I really remember is that their boss is all about piercing damage. And I think they have, like, one of these can negate the effects of things in defense mode or something. Like, I can't read their effects for some reason. I just start, and then I just lose interest. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, the idea of a deck that's all about just piercing. Like, I could just put triple bore the spear in a deck and call it a piercing deck. Actually, when I was younger, I had a deck just like that. It was just all monsters with piercing damage. It was just a dumb deck, but it was something. It was a thing. I liked it. But these, not as much. Although this guy's actually kind of a cool tech in, what was it, Gradles? Because it's like you can target a monster, blow up that monster, bring this guy out, blow up Gradle Eagle. Stuff like that. So, what is he doing? Other than the obvious making big linky stinky monster. Oh boy. This is the part where Halka-Vibrax combos happen. Isn't it? Daddy, is this the part where they make Halka-Vibrax combos? Yes, son, look away. Look away now. Oh boy, Halka-Vibrax. You are not a dude I want to see. Alright, well, with Halka-Vibrax on the board, I think it's good that I just skip ahead until it's my turn. We'll see what we can do about this board. I think, barring anything ridiculous, we should be able at least to do something against this. Okay, well, that didn't take much skipping at all. It really didn't do anything after that. Okay, so let's go ahead and activate Ichivin. This will at the very least bait out the use of Halka-Vibrax. He's going to look at this and be like, oh no, I got to do something. And that'll activate Riser Dragon, allowing him to change his level and to do a Synchro Summon. I think he's just going to Synchro now into Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur indeed. Alright. Let's go ahead. Thinking about this. If I normal summon Ecclesia, don't use her effect, activate Nadir's Servant. Yeah. So let's normal summon Ecclesia the Virtuous. Oh wait, I'm losing attack. Why am I losing stats? Who's doing that? Is it you? Ah, it is. Monster Potion, 100 attack for a defense monster on the field. Alright, well, if that's the case, I might as well use Ecclesia's effect. You know? Bait out the Imperm that we definitely knew was there. Alright, so that's getting rid of that nonsense. Let's go ahead and Nadir's Servant then. Yeah, I know. I have no reason not to do this. And my opponent surrenders. Okay, I don't know why you surrendered. I guess it's because you realized you only had one negate? Or you thought that Ash Blossom worked on the board like her sister, but that's not how that works. Alright, well, I guess that kind of counts as a win, but let's do one more duel, because that's not a good way to end that. But so let's go for one more duel and show off this deck for real. You know, we showed off a lot of what this deck do, but I want to have one more good duel. Like, the first two duels deserve a fourth. Alrighty, everybody, our fourth and final duel. Last chance for romance. Let's go ahead for first, as we do. And the Dogmatikas are clearly very strong today. It's actually a very nice opening hand. So many different things I could do. Let's go ahead and start with Ecclesia, though, because she's just really nice for starting things up and getting things going. And you know, this guy, he's probably going to negate this, but you know what? It's fine. I can live with it. I have options. And that's the ultimate power of this deck. We have a lot of different options for a lot of different things. You know, I mean, my opponent's probably going to Ash or Permanence me. Maybe both. Maybe neither. I don't know. It is Impermanence. So he'll Imperm as he do. But, you know, I've got Nadir's Servant. Even if he Ashes this, I'm going to send Titaniclad, and I just get stuff regardless. So let's go ahead and get Fleur de Lis for later. That way I've got Fleur de Lis out of the wazoo. And Possessed Partnerships is just kind of here doing its thing. Titaniclad will go ahead and search Maximan. I'll add that to the hand. I don't really need a special summon. That'd be silly. That effect really only works with Ecclesia if you don't start with Ecclesia, really. None of the Dogmatikas really do much when you just straight up special summon them. I believe Anya does too. He does. He recovers Dogmatika things. But we don't need that right now. So, alright. You're one of those guys, eh? One of those set a bunch of cards guys. This is where Hatred Nade would come in handy. You know, just bounce all the set cards. Be like, hey, all your traps, you can have them back. I don't need them. I don't need to blow up a back row if I can just give it back to him. Fill up his hand. What is this? Dinomorphias. An interesting combo here. Dinomorphias. So he's going to... This is the Fusion Summoner one, right? Yes. So he summons that one. Okay, what does this do again? During the main phase, pay half your life points, banish Dinomorphia normal trap from the grave. This card effect. Okay, well that gets negated, so I don't really care about that. let us special summon my boy, Mr. Maximan. This helps me set up the grave. If I can ditch 2 cards from my extra deck, my opponent must do the same. I can ditch things like Titaniclad and Atis, pop a card, Titaniclad and Skull Knight to also pop a card, but whenever I choose. Or just dump 2 Atis and pop 2 cards. It all works out. And yeah, I should probably ditch the 2 Atis to pop a back row. I'd say that's probably a good idea. Alright, so he's going to activate his thing. It's going to get negated by Ichirin, though. Unfortunate for you, sir. That's not how that's going to go. No things for you. Unless, of course, these are both, you know, negates, which... I know Dinomorphia have a negate. I know they have an interrupt as well. One of these is at least one of those, I will say. And you can quote me on that. One of these is one of those. And it's the truth. You can't tell me it's not true, because it's waiting. He clearly can do something. This is... once per turn, during the main phase, well, he used to banish a trap, and he doesn't have any other traps of the Dinomorphia lineage, so... Wait, that has to be a once per turn, right? Yeah, that is. They have it worded weird. They have the once per turn bit for. Back in my day, card effects that were once per turn said it after the effect. Now it's like wherever in the sentence. You know, Konami's all about like problem fixing card text and shortening everything, but they love to just put only once per turn, do this. Or they do stuff like that. One of the reasons that people who play Dragoon always forget he has a pop and burn effect. Everyone remembers the negate. Everyone remembers the protection. No one remembers of protection. Okay. Well, my opponent has surrendered, unfortunately. I guess he realized there wasn't much he could do, or maybe he just had like the pop card to pop this, and that wouldn't have done him any good, because that wouldn't have interrupted Maximus. So, unfortunate indeed. Unfortunately, I'm out of time for today, so we're just going to count this duel and the last one as one big win. But you get an idea of what this deck can do. You know, the first duel, probably the best one in terms of showing off everything we try to do, but that happens sometimes. So let's go ahead for the end screen. We'll talk a little bit more about this deck. So, Dogmatic Charmers. We're going to be calling this one 2 out of 3. And, you know, this is one of those decks. We have a lot of different things we can do, a lot of different combos and wombos and what have you may. And, you know, if you go first, if you set up right, your opponent's going to have a hard time getting around this board unless they're just, like, you know, able to swarm like crazy. You know, unless they're able to do that, unless their monsters, like, have effects when they're destroyed, then, you know, you're going to be able to interrupt all of their flow, stop them from doing the things they want to do, and then you just run them over. So... you get an idea of what this deck can do from today. Hopefully, I'll take something away from this one. And, you know, let me know in the comments, as always, if you enjoyed seeing this deck, if you liked what you saw. You know, the like button is always appreciated. You know, I ask for very little. A like button here and there. A sub if you feel like subbing. It's all up to you, of course. But it helped the channel grow a little bit would be nice. But it's all up to you. And so... thanks for watching. Next time, maybe we'll do the Evil Eye. Maybe we'll do something else. I kind of want to play... well, I got to do some Master Duel stuff first. So I got to look at that first. And then we'll take some look at some other things. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Your boy Memphis is signing out. I'll see you guys again next time on EDO Pro, on Yu-Gi-Oh! And y'all take care now. You have a good day.